Welcome to Joe's Atmosphere.
Cook your shrimp, please. All of a sudden, my shrimp pan is burning up like a small test.
All right, boys and girls, welcome aboard. It's time for this week's episode of State of the Atmosphere. All right, it is time for State of the Atmosphere. I am your host, Joe's Atmosphere, and I am joined by my co-pilot, Knock. How you doing, man?
Hello. Good. Getting in on
We
the
all know what you're doing. Tell them what you're doing.
Yeah, playing some 2000. What is the title of it now? I don't even know. College
The title
football
of it is
2025.
College Football 25. That's the title. EA College Football 25. And my man has paid the money to play it early. Not the big
Not
exorbitant
the full
amount of
one.
money.
Yeah, just the $6 for the 10-hour trial, which
That's
has
it.
been worth it.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
I'm going to get that game. I'm going to build the best university. Some university's going to win the college championship.
It's gonna be awesome. How you doing, John? Missed you last week, man. You had some family stuff going on last week.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Well, we got a lot to get into tonight, so let's go ahead and get started. We got let's see. The first guy in tonight, as usual, is the same guy that's always the first guy in, right?
Yep.
There are some who call me Tim.
It's freaking Tim. He's in here, and of course, you know he's looking forward to that new section of the show we have. You know, the one I'm talking about. And awesome one is here. Das looks tiny. You okay, bro? Nah, he just lost a lot of weight. Let me tell you something, man. John, on Tuesdays I have a rotation, right, of games that I play.
Yeah.
And some of them I haven't played in a long time. Like when I went looking for my Star Trek Online stuff, my Fable 2 stuff last week. You are a totally different person, bro. You look totally different, man. Kudos to you. You look fantastic. Because I didn't even recognize the guy that was sitting there with a beard and the goatee and shit. I was like, oh my God. I mean, it looks like you've lost damn near 150 pounds, 200 pounds, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
How much you lost?
Is what I've lost.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. It's crazy. See those old pictures, man. But anyway, Let's get started. We got to check out the box office as usual, guys. Let's go ahead and get this going. I'm going to share it without sound. That way I don't have to worry about echoes and stuff. And when we do watch something, I'll bring up the sound. So this weekend, 12th through the 14th, Despicable Me 4 is number one at the box office in its second week. Fly Me to the Moon, the premiere, in its first week, and Longlegs ended up behind it, but Longlegs actually did better than Fly Me to the Moon. Oh my God. I guess nobody's interested in a fictional rom-com about faking the moon landing, huh?
You know, I heard an interesting theory about some of these movies. You know, because from what I understand, Fly Me to the Moon was created by Apple.
Mm-hmm.
And so I saw a video where they said that, and what was the other one with Leonardo DiCaprio, Flowers, whatever, blah blah blah.
Yeah, Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah, that one too. Apparently, the Apple's just throwing them out there just to create excitement for when they drop on Apple TV. So
yeah,
these could just go straight to anything that they make in the box office, just extra, because they would have just dropped them into Apple TV anyways, and then they just would have been available.
Right. They're just
So
starting.
I thought that was an interesting thing.
Yeah. It's yeah. I mean, they're not trying to make a bunch of money off of them for sure. Because of what you said, they're planning on putting them there. You know, my daughter worked on Killers of the Flower Moon, and it was even though it was like 4 years, that thing was in production for a long time. Scorsese is notorious for being forever in the post-production part. Yeah. And I mean, Amanda's lived in Atlanta for 3 years now, damn near. And I went there to see her in Tulsa 4 years ago whenever she was working on that movie. She was working security on that set. And one of the assistant directors walked us around the downtown area, you know, where the bank robbery scene is and everything. And yeah, I mean, you know, how do I say this? It was their first production, the movie component of Apple. That was their first production, even though they've had a couple of other movies come out before it. But yeah, you're right. They're not trying to make a ton of bread. They're planning on putting it on Apple Plus to get people to watch it. And I don't know. I mean, as far as streaming, you know, bang for your buck, I think Apple's really the best deal. Isn't it still like $6 or $7 a month?
It's like 8 now.
Not much. It's lower than a lot of these things.
Oh yeah.
And the production value, like Knock always says, he has to take a break from it because it's intense watching those shows on there, man, because they're good, man. They're really good. But getting back to the numbers, yeah. Longlegs, this is I think isn't oh God, his name's on the tip of my tongue. Nicolas Cage. Isn't he in this one? I think he's in this one.
I'm not sure. I just know it's a horror movie of some kind.
It's a horror movie. But it made $22 million. I know my daughter went and saw it this weekend. Let's see. Vince says, guessing nap time's over. Greetings and salutations. Good to see you, man. Inside Out 2 still making double-digit money in its fifth week. My gosh, man, that thing's making a ton of bread. And A Quiet Place Day 1 is still in double digits. Oh, there you go. We all know what the big story was. I'm just going to tell you now.
Sound like a robot to you, John?
Yeah, he's having some mic issues.
What, me?
Yeah, you were.
Yeah,
now
you
sounding
like a robot.
I was sounding like a robot? I'm
sorry. Like underwater.
Like you were. Yeah.
Maybe I need to get rid of this thing.
A log tube or something.
Is that any better? Without the foam? I don't know. Anyway, we all know what the big story was this week, and we're not going to talk about it here, but I will direct you if you want to know our thoughts on it. John, were you on this show? I don't remember. The one about the shooting we did over on the platform that bounces, the Bumble?
No, I had to. I was in the audience because I have. They're not here right now, so I can say it. my stepchildren are extremely left leaning.
I gotcha.
Oh
Yep.
man.
Yep. Well, hey, man,
Okay.
look, dude, I've got left-leaning people. Okay, my dad's from Boston, Massachusetts, and my mother's from Maine. Okay, all of my relatives are left-leaning East Coast liberals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but you know what? We can talk about politics and all that stuff, and at the end of the day, we still love each other. You know what I mean? I mean, you know, it should be that way. You should get differing views, but for my views on this and Knox's views on this, just go to this show. Go watch that over on the platform that bounces. That's what I'm calling it now, Bumble. The Bumble. Because Bumbles bounce, you know. And just go check that out. We did, it was
Not
a
to be
couple
confused
hours
with the
after it
dating app.
happened. What's that?
So not to be confused with the dating app.
No, not at all. Is there a dating app called Bumble?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad you told me that, man. Good Lord.
So you might want to be careful with that one.
Yeah, well, I'm still going to say it. I don't care. I'm old and I don't care. Let's see. Vince says, as long as I didn't miss the Sweeney Spot, it's okay. You have not missed
Oh, it's
the
already
Sweeney
gone.
Spot,
Yeah, already
buddy.
did it. Did it in the first minute. Sorry, bud.
We're trying to get people in here right when it starts, man. But anyway, yeah, but there was repercussions because I tell you what, one thing we did show, and I will speak to this, a very interesting insight we got from Dan Vask, who is from Brazil. He's the guy, if you guys watch Friday Night Tights, he does the theme song for Friday Night Tights. That's him lighting the cigar with the M16 and everything. He does the singing. Anyway, he got on D-Day Cobra stream, you know, Jeremy Grimes from Geeks and Gamers. He got on there and he said, I'm going to give you my perspective on this from, you know, a country where I've seen this happen. He saw a politician that was running for office get stabbed right in front of him, you know, in a public execution style thing. And he said, look, the last thing he said was, watch the people around you, the people you work with, and see how they react and stuff like that. And you're going to find out a lot about them when that happens, right? Well, Jack Black found out on stage what his bandmate and Tenacious D thought about it. I'm not going to show the I'm not going to show the video because I'm sure everybody's seen it by now. But it took place in Australia. They're on tour, and he was singing "Happy Birthday" to him. Apparently, it was Kyle Goss's birthday, and he asked him to make a wish. And of course, he made that joke, you know, next time don't miss or something like that. You know, when about Trump, right? And Jack Black cancels Tenacious D's tour and all future creative plans after Kyle Goss's remark on Trump assassination attempt. I was blindsided by what was said. Now
I called up with his agency. I said, tell him you're fired.
Tell him you're fired. Tell Kyle Goss you're fired. Yeah. You can read this article if you want to, but I can tell you exactly why he friggin' did this. I guarantee you, they got lit up by all the venues that they're fixing to go to. Their insurance is probably going to go through the roof because of that. You know, I mean, that's just something. That's just something that, and I don't know what it is about people in the entertainment business that feel like they have to do this. You know, I remember one time I was at a Sheryl Crow show here at the local arena, which houses like 5,000-6,000 people, you know, maybe 10 at the most, if you got general seating on the, you know, general admission on the ground. And she's playing a venue that has a Strategic Air Command Air Force base, not friggin' 2 neighborhoods away from it. And she starts railing against the war in Iraq, I think it was. I mean, this was years ago. And she emptied half of that place out with her comments, you know, halfway through the show. I just don't understand why people feel like they got to do that. Just sing the song and entertain us.
They have to use it. They have to use their platform.
Yeah, I guess they think their ideas are just so important that they have to, you know, do that, right? Yeah, it's crazy. Vince says, and remembered what happened with Franz Ferdinand. He was de-lifed. Yeah. It was his bandmate who said it. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it was not
Austin
Jack
Warren.
Black himself.
It was not Jack Black himself. Although now, don't read into this too much because Jack probably feels the same way. He's just not going to say it. He's not dumb. But I guarantee you, the guys that make the Kung Fu Panda movies weren't happy about it. I think Disney makes those, don't they?
No, it's
DreamWorks, I think.
Is it DreamWorks? Okay. Well, I'm sure they weren't happy about that. I'm sure he got an earful from them. Anyway, it looks like he is fleeing from Kyle Goss like a rat from a sinking ship because, it did not look good at all. Jack Black himself put his foot in his mouth often enough. Yeah, absolutely. And hopefully we humble ourselves and Trump doesn't get taken out before November, let alone the following year. Yeah, I mean, look, they're going to have big time security around that guy, for sure. But yeah, I hate to see this with Jack Black because I'm a fan. Yeah, I mean,
he's a funny guy.
I'm a huge
School of Rock
fan.
Is one of my favorite movies. It's a corny movie. It really is.
I enjoy it.
But I really like it.
Dude, you want to see him? He can act. The guy's really good.
Shallow Hal's a good one.
What's that? Say again.
Shallow Hal.
Shallow Hal's, yeah, that's a funny movie, man. That is a funny movie. I'll tell you one that you guys probably have never seen, but it's really good and it's got a great cast, man. Let's see. I show it. Oh my gosh, really? No, you're not doing that.
It's not that Christmas one, is it? Where there's like
no. This is an actual true story about a cartoonist who was an alcoholic. I show it to my clients. It's a rehab movie. It's the best movie I've ever seen for showing how people work the 12 steps of recovery, whether it be, alcoholism, drugs, whatever. All the 12 steps work the same way, right? All those 12-step programs. It stars River Phoenix in the title role, right? It's got Jonah Hill as his rich sponsor who's an alcoholic, and he's fantastic in it. Jonah Hill's great in that movie. Jonah Hill's probably one of the most underrated actors I've ever seen. He's really good. But the cast is just phenomenal, and Jack Black is the guy that's with him the night he gets into a big car wreck and loses his ability to walk. And it's a true story. It's called Don't Worry, He Won't Get Far on Foot. It's one of these movies that they made just for Prime. It was a Prime movie that was released on Prime. You guys should watch that. If you've never seen it, it's a fantastic movie. And it's got an awesome cast. And Jack Black is fantastic as that guy that is with him the night that he gets in the car wreck. Because Jack's driving the car, And we all know, you've seen a million drunk drivers get in a wreck. They always walk away without a scratch, right? It's always the people riding with them that get hurt, But yeah, it's a great movie, it really is. Let's see. Gosh, look at these guys; they're going crazy here. If this happened at a Biden event, wonder if similar words would have been spoken. No, they wouldn't have. I used to be to like some of Sheryl Crow's songs. Yeah, she's great. But why she would want to diss the military when half of her friggin' concert goers are either related to somebody that's on that base or was retired from that base? I mean, you got to know where you're at. You know what I mean?
Know your audience.
Know your audience, man. Yeah, it was crazy. I've driven through Sheryl Crow's hometown, tiny place. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Never going to happen. Once it's the Dem supporter who usually do it in the U.S. at least. Okay. Well, yeah. I don't even want to get into this. But anyway, these guys need to just shut up and entertain us. That's my whole point. Okay. But I understand completely why Jack Black is, and it's a shame because if you listen to Tenacious D, these guys made some great music. Tribute is one of my favorite songs I've ever heard. It's fantastic. Yeah. I think he's trying to parody The Devil Went Down to Georgia in that video that they shot. But man, what a great Great song that is. And I was just watching the clip the other night of him on Jimmy Fallon's show playing the saxophone. That is just hilarious right there. He has a great time with that. Let's see. Well, 8 years of brainwashed people. No wonder this happens. Yeah, well, yeah. Like I said, we're not going to get into it. If you want to know my thoughts on that, go check out the show we did on Bumble.
Somebody made miniatures of that video.
Yeah.
And you can buy the Devil, and you can buy Tenacious D as halflings.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. That would be great.
I've got the files for them, so I can print them out. So
very
cool.
Printer. Yeah, dude, I wish I had the time to play with this printer I got here, but I just we've never messed with it. Okay, the next one we got, the Grim Reaper was busy this week, guys. Didn't get Trump, didn't get him, but it got a few people. This is one of the oddest ones I've ever seen, though. Alf child star Benji Gregory dies of suspected heat stroke in his car in Arizona, sister says. Ben was a great son, brother, and uncle. He was fun to be around and made us laugh quite often, his sister wrote online. He's the little kid in the picture there. I was no big fan of this show. Of course, Alf is iconic. Everybody knows he eats cats, right? But I never really watched this show because I didn't. But what struck me was the weird way this guy died. He was apparently going to the bank to put some residual checks in or something like that, and fell asleep in his car and died of heat stroke. He died like, they say don't leave your animal or your kids in a hot car. He fell asleep in his car. That's just too weird for me. It's really weird. I'm gonna be interested to see the toxicology report of that autopsy, if they even have one. They may not even, that's probably up to the family, but my gosh, wow, that's crazy. The other one this week is this one broke my heart, man, because I love this chick right here. Yeah, he says drugs. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Let's see. What is Vince saying here? How doesn't Mayo? What? I don't know what that means. I don't know. Is that part of the friggin' Alf lingo or something? I don't know. I never watched that show. E. Clay Thomas, what's up, man? It's good to see you. Shelley Duvall passed away this week due to complications from diabetes, boys and girls. She was in The Shining, Nashville. She died at 75 years old, which is still, she's up there, but still, I mean, if you take care of yourself, you can avoid this. You got to start early, though, right, John? You got to start early. It'll catch up to you, man. But the part I always remember her for is, of course, The Shining, but I always loved her in Popeye.
Yeah,
I thought
olive oil.
She was born to play Olive Oil. I mean, the girl is gorgeous when she's done upright, but without the makeup, she's about a homely chick, and she was perfect for Olive Oil, though, man. It was like she was born to play that part. She was skinny, she had the big eyes and everything. Yeah, I got a feeling that Anna Taylor-Joy would be, jealous of her eyes. You know what I mean? she has got some big eyes. But anyway, Shelley Duvall passed away this week. Go check out her filmography. I think you'll find some stuff in there that you'll enjoy, man. She was in some good stuff. She really was. Knock, have you ever seen anything with her in it? And Knock has left me, but he'll be back, I'm sure. He's probably pissed off at his NCAA game that he's trying to finish right now. But anyway, John, thoughts on Shelley Duvall?
Well, she did live a long life, so
yeah.
But yeah, it's always sad when the icons go away.
Yeah. Yeah, the older we get, the more of them are passing away, aren't they? Because they're people we watched as kids and loved them. Yeah. Oh. Let's see. Knox says, nah, away from the laptop at the moment. Gotcha. Okay. But anyway, yeah. Toast to Shelley. We're going to miss you, girl. She was really good. Next one we got from Deadline, the Emmy nominations for 2024. The complete list came out. Looks like Reservation Dogs, The Gilded Age, The Traitors finally made the cut, and Shogun, The Bear, and Abbott Elementary lived up to expectations. You can check out the full list over there on Deadline. This is something I'm not even interested in anymore, really. I'm more a movie guy myself. I like movies more than I do TV shows. TV shows are such an investment because you got to sit there and follow everything. I like going to see a 2-hour movie and be done with it. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, you guys can go check that out. How do you feel about the Emmys? I'm not really a watcher. John, do you watch them?
No, I don't watch any of those award shows. I think they're a waste of time.
The only one I watch is the Academy Awards. But I've watched that religiously since I was a kid. Funny because our Gilded Age is over. Yeah, I hear you. Gilded Age. Yeah, everybody's leaving Gilded like a rats from a sinking ship. That's for damn sure, man. Okay, so we've got one more thing in the pop culture breakdown this week. We've got to take a look at the newest trailer from the MCU dropped this week. It's called Captain America Brave New World, I think. Yeah, Brave New World is the name of it. I thought they should stick with the original title they had for it, which was New World Order. I mean, that made it sound like they were getting back to Winter Soldier type stuff, the shadow government, the deep state, warfare and stuff like that. That's what I want to see Captain America get back to. You know what I mean? But anyway, we're going to take a look at this one. I don't know. First of all, just at first glance, they don't really show us much. This is definitely a teaser, but I do have questions. That's for sure. John, have you seen this thing?
Yeah.
I'm trying to stretch to get Knock back in here because I know he wants to see this thing.
Yeah, man. Sorry, just get back.
Okay, bud. But anyway, let's take a look at Captain America New World Order. Let's see. Let's take a look at it. It would help if I turned the sound on.
Hey, Joe, there's no sound.
Help if I turned the sound on. Here we go.
Wilson. Thanks for coming in. Well, thank you for the invite, sir. I have to admit, I'm still getting used to the new look. They said lose the mustache or lose the election.
That's a neat way to explain how they recast the role, huh?
Yeah.
Looks like he's president, guys. Oh, boy. Yeah. Look out. Thunderbolt Ross?
He's old enough.
President of the... Yeah, right? Is that a requirement now? That you be in your late 70s before you even think about running for office? The biggest chair in the land? All right, here we go.
You and I haven't always agreed in the past, but I want to make another run at making Captain America an official military position. And if we disagree on how to manage a situation, then what happens?
This
pretty sure
sounds
they made the Accords for a reason.
Yeah, right. They made the Accords, right? And that's what I was about to say. That sounds a lot like Civil War, right? The whole reason why Captain America wouldn't sign the Accords, right? So, all right, here we go.
Work with me, Sam. We'll show the world a better way forward.
Now, this trailer dropped, I think, on Friday, and the ex-president got shot on Saturday. I'm just saying, it's kind of ironic that happens within a couple of days.
Yeah, would they have played this trailer if it, if it hadn't
right?
Yet?
Yeah,
that's kind of curious.
Kind of curious for sure. Tim says he's the president again. And he says,
Yeah.
"Get off my plane." That's right.
If they don't have a reference for that somewhere in this movie, I'm
They
going to be very
got
upset.
Don't they? That it will be a missed opportunity if they don't. Let's see. Vince says, and a different Deadpool and Wolverine trailer came out. It basically just had a bit of a longer Wolverine and Sabretooth.
I think we've had enough.
Yeah,
enough trailers.
I don't even want to see anything about that.
I don't even
want to
see any more trailers. There
Yeah.
is such thing as too much in trailers.
There's too much. Sometimes there's too much. Yeah. Deadpool at Denny's. Yeah. All right, here we go.
Sir, your inner circle's been compromised.
Now notice they're dropping it in February. They're trying to do that Black Panther thing again, because that's when they dropped the Black Panther, because they didn't really know how it was going to go over. You know what I mean? And wow, they're trying to catch lightning in a bottle again just by.
Where's the "This Is America" song? I figured that
right?
would be
What the heck, man? What the heck?
Either you can't see that, or you don't want to. What if it's a trap? Global power is shifting. You're just a pawn.
I like Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah, I do too. Interesting. I'm interested to see who he's playing in it. You know, if it's a Marvel character or if it's just.
It is.
assassin.
I'm trying to remember his name. I know who it is. I'm blanking on the name right now.
It's okay, bro. It's okay.
Sure,
We'll
we can
talk
look
about
up an IMDb.
It'll come around.
You may be Captain America, but you're not Steve Rogers. You're right. I'm not.
No, he's not. And that's what some people say is going to be the failure of this movie. I don't feel that way. Now, I'm one of the people that I remember when this happened in the comic books. You know? Go ahead.
G.W. Bridge.
G.W. Bridge means nothing to me, but I'm sure you will expand.
Oh, George Washington Bridge. He's he has ties with Shield, and he's tied with Cable. And
Okay, gotcha. Is he assassin type or something?
yeah.
Nah. Okay, cool. He's a weapon of the covert government. Yes. Okay. But yeah, I have no problem with Sam Wilson being Captain America, because it did happen in the comic books. You know, there were several people that played Captain America. You know, Bucky was Captain America too. I thought they should have done that first. You know, because he was the first new Captain America. You know. All right, Wookie, good to see you. Tim says they could say that Air Force One film was bad.
Any kind of reference.
Reference to it.
I will be doing the the Leonardo DiCaprio meme where you're pointing at the screen like that.
Right. There it is.
That'll be me. Yep. There it is.
All right, here we go. No, he's not Steve Rogers, he says. Okay, hold up. Now, unless they've got some kind of explanation that says he got the super soldier serum or something. Correct me if I'm wrong. Sam Wilson is just a regular guy, right?
Yep.
I would think that breaking the sound barrier would break his neck.
He's got a suit.
He's got a suit.
Yeah, but is the neck going to be that
super suit?
reinforced?
Super suit.
He can fly through.
Where is my
planes,
super
too?
suit?
Right?
It's
Where is
got
my
Stark
super
Tech.
suit?
He's fine.
Yeah, everything has Stark Tech now. So
Okay, hang on. We're not done yet, though. The Red Hulk. The Red Hulk.
They had to do
will
it.
he wear sunglasses or something?
Well, they got to do it before the actor dies, right? I
Yeah.
mean, come on. They've already had one actor die before they could do it, right? I don't know, man. I don't know. My brother saw that, and he's the biggest Hulk fan on the planet. He was like, well, maybe they won't make him a puss. You know what I mean? Because he hasn't liked Marvel since friggin' Infinity War, because his boy got punked. You know what I mean? He just has not liked it.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see. Captain Black. Yeah, well, you know, hey, he is black. There's no denying that. Looks boring. You know, that's what I'm saying. This is definitely a teaser. We didn't really get the meat of it. We just know that the Red Hulk's going to be in it, and anybody that knows the comic books knows that that's Thunderbolt Ross as the Hulk. He tries to do the same thing that Banner did, and he turns into the Red Hulk. Which it's going to be interesting to see if they have that happen or if somebody else is going to be. Because remember, in Ant-Man, they changed the person that was Ant-Man, right? So they could. This does not guarantee that Harrison Ford's character is the Red Hulk. You know, this is the MCU. They like to play with the characters and stuff. So, but you're right. Boring. Yeah, it looks a little boring, but oh my God,
it'd be nice if they brought Tim Roth back for. To fight Red Hawk or something.
And adamantium neck brace, huh, Vince? Yeah. That's my thing, though. He's flying through buildings and shit. I don't care how super the suit is, dude. If you're a regular American, not regular American, regular human, come on. That's not a Tony Stark Captain America suit. Come on, dude. No. I just come on. You're making the Falcon do way too much. But I have no problem with him being Captain America. I just want to see a good covert type spy story. And with the guy, what's the actor's name again that you like so much, Knock, that we're seeing there is George Washington Bridge? What's his name?
Giancarlo Esposito.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I like that guy, and he usually plays parts like that. So it looks like it might be headed in the direction I'd like to see the Captain America story go. But you know me, I'm not going to prejudge anything, but the Red Hulk being in it, just makes me cringe a little bit.
It's how he's going to beat Red Hulk that's going to probably annoy me.
Yeah, I'm wondering about that.
With the power of reason and love, and
right? Oh no!
He's going to give him a stern talking to, just like he did in his series.
Right? Yeah, right. If he tries that shit with the Red Hulk, he's going to fucking get killed, man. Let's see. Hydra was the last enemy to Captain America. Will MAGA be the big bad in this one? Oh, are they going to make Thunderbolt Ross into Trump? Is that what they're going to do? I don't know, man. We'll see. But that's coming our way in February. It looks like it's going to drop around Valentine's Day, something like that. But I don't know. We really can't tell anything from it. This is pretty much a true teaser. It doesn't really, there's not much meat on the bone there, but the one thing we do know is that Thunderbolt Ross, there's going to be an attempt on his life. So, is he a good guy or a bad guy?
I don't think it showed it in that particular trailer, unless I'm mistaken, but apparently the what are those fucking big ascending ancient beings or whatever, the immortals, the big statue that's now poking out of the water.
Right.
Celestial. That's apparently back.
Really?
Oh, they're finally going to acknowledge there's a giant.
They're going to acknowledge that there's a huge hand sticking out of the ocean.
I think there's another trailer out there somewhere that shows him like flying around it or something like that.
Really? Wow.
If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I thought I saw that somewhere.
Interesting.
Well, before we get off movies,
go ahead.
Twisters drop this weekend?
Twisters does drop this weekend, and I've seen a lot of headlines. I didn't want to cover it because it looked like a lot of speculation and shit. Apparently the director talking or something. And that's not what I'm worried about when it comes to movies and stuff. I just want to see what the quality of the stuff is.
They have 1 week.
But
that's all they
got 1 week. And they better make as much as they can, because after that, everybody's going to see the other movie.
I just like the fact that they come out and they say, we don't have a message in this movie because we don't think that should be an entertainment.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, that's a good thing to say.
That's a good thing to say. It is. And what he's talking about is most of the headlines is the director saying we did not put the global warming message into the movie Twisters, which is good. But you know what? It just depends on it depends on how you use it. I thought it was okay in The Day After Tomorrow. I thought it was decent in there. They didn't club you over the head with it. They just mentioned it, being part of it. But let's see. Where was I? Vince says, remember that thing is a government-issued suit. Sam has to be glad that the suit doesn't fall apart. No doubt.
It was built by the lowest bidder.
Lowest bidder built that suit. Thunderbolts maybe appears. I got to tell you, I'm not even enthused about Thunderbolts at all. I don't get that one. I really don't. I never, of course, I never read the comics, so But
it doesn't. In my opinion, it doesn't have the same punch the comics does, because the whole thing about the comics, the original Thunderbolts, is they were a team of villains that when the Avengers basically were dealing with all that crap, they stepped up, and it was initially hatched as a scheme. But a lot of the villains were like, I like being a good guy.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be a huge redemption arc for a lot of former villains.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. But I just, he's a regular human, guys. I mean, come on. Sam's supposed to be outwitting people and stuff. He's not going to do it through brute force. It's just not going to see that happen. DEI suit. Don't put that one on for sure. Oh, my God. Wow. That would be the worst. Okay. Boys and girls, it is now time for that part of the show. That palate cleanser.
Not yet.
What? What is it,
Knock?
What you got?
It's in the private chat.
Oh, okay. What you got, bro? Are you trying to get me canceled?
No.
Is this one of those things that's going to get me? Oh, my God. Yeah, I heard about this. I didn't see it, though.
I heard it, and it was awful. It was pretty bad.
Was it awful? Was it worse than Roseanne?
It was up there. It was compared.
Okay. All right.
Must be the national anthem.
It's the national anthem. Yeah.
It sure is.
This is at the All-Star game, I believe, the Major League Baseball All-Star game. Ingrid Andress checks into rehab after drunk national anthem performance. The latest, the singer canceled upcoming tour dates as a slew of wishes pour in for the artist. She was drunk?
She claims. Okay, so it was so bad that it went viral, and then like a day or two later, she put out a tweet, checking into. I'll be honest, I was drunk. I'm checking into rehab. I heard it's fun, and that was the tweet. So,
oh my God!
They're close to, anyways.
Yeah.
So yeah, you gotta listen to it. It's really bad. I listened to it. It is horrifying.
Well, let me find the video real quick, and we'll find out.
Oh, you want to actually find it?
Yeah, why not? It's not going to kill anybody here. Let's dip our toes into the water. What's her name? I don't have the article in front of me now.
Ingrid Andress. I've never even heard of her before, to be honest.
She's a country singer, I think.
I've heard that, but I don't.
All I had to do was put in Ingress, and here it is.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so these are people commenting on it. I just want to see.
If you just Google and you just go video, it's right there.
Okay, I got it right here. Pause. Well, let that play. Of course, it's a Twisters trailer that I'm having to wait for. Okay, here we go. Let's see.
Don't forget the sound.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to reshare it because there is no way to do sound right now. I didn't click the button. Boom, boom, boom. And I don't think we're gonna get hit for this.
I personally don't think she was drunk. I don't know what it was.
You just think it was bad, huh?
Yeah.
All right, let's check it.
And the rockets spread glare, bombs bursting air.
I'm feeling patriotic right now. There's fireworks everywhere.
That's you singing right there.
Go for it. Reach it. Reach it. Oh, so close.
Oh, good God. Okay, that's all I need to hear. Wow. Wow. That's almost like
she has four Grammys. She has 4 Grammys. I don't. What? Holy auto-tune.
Yeah.
That's
somebody ought to be checking if she did Milli Vanilli those.
That's what I was about to say before.
Sorry.
I don't know if Knock could get the reference, but That's like when they put a microphone in front of Milli Vanilli and made them sing their songs just to prove that they could actually do it, and they couldn't. Milli Vanilli was a duo that did some really big hits, Knock, and their sound went off during a show one time, and they tried to sing and it didn't work out, and come to find out they didn't even sing the songs on the albums. They were just the faces. They played pre-recorded fucking voice, which now some people for like the Super Bowl and stuff, they do that now, but it's a known fact that they do it.
I just think it's crazy because they, there's some that can sing while drunk, and it's crazy. Like, have you ever? You guys might not be a fan of Justin Bieber, understandably, but I've heard him when he was plastered, plastered, and he's even better. Like, it's
right, he belts it out even harder, right? Yeah.
So some people can handle it. Some people can handle it.
Yeah. Let's see. She just has a very, very small range, and she was trying to sing outside of it. Yeah, that's look, man. Let's see. I cut the mic and just let the band play. No doubt. Vince has laughed out loud. That's what happens when you forget you auto-tuned everything. Yeah, no doubt. Roseanne, the heat is off.
Yeah,
no doubt.
New
I'd heard about that, but I had not actually heard.
So I was like, I have to remember to give you that to play. So
my god, that's too much.
So she went to rehab basically, and because of
it, well, it sounds like she needs to rehab that voice if she's gonna go on tour again. Good lord, holy shit, these guys are lighting up the friggin' chat. Jesus. But still not as bad as Yoko Ono. Oh, good lord! Don't even mention that girl. More like AI tuned her voice out of existence because it was never used. Yeah, no doubt. There's a movie about Milli Vanilli coming out soon. Really? Oh, it's an American tragedy, right? Ugh, God. In Australia, it is illegal to lip sync live concerts. That's cool. That's cool. Some people won't ever play there then. It constitutes fraud. Yeah. Well, I mean, really, if you...
Well, Tenacious D will never play there again either, so it's...
yeah,
not that they needed auto-tune, but, other reasons.
Dude, there was a politician. I didn't pull it up because I didn't really want to hammer on him too much because I am a fan. But the next day after that show, when that video went viral, there was a member of their parliament that wanted him
deported,
basically deported out of the country.
I saw that.
And I was like, oh my God.
Wanted his visa pulled.
Yep. Let's see. Okay, Yoko, when she wants to sing, she can sing. Can she? I wouldn't know. I didn't ever listen to that crap. But anyway, okay. Well, we really need a palate cleanser now, boys and girls.
Sorry. Yeah. We're good. Yeah. I think that's perfect.
we definitely need a palate cleanser now, boys and girls. It is time
Let's do it
for that new part of the show that everybody waits for.
How do you want me to handle the Sydney issue?
The Sydney issue?
Well, we should have a consensus on how the White House is going to handle it.
Well, I certainly hope the Sydney issue refers in some way to a problem that we're having with Australia, because if it's anything other than that...
Mr. President, Ms.
Sweeney?
See you.
Have her come in, please. I am finished here.
Yes, sir.
There is no Sydney issue.
All right, boys and girls, it's time for the Sweeney Spot. We got to take a look at America's Sweetheart, see what she's up to, and she's active on Instagram this week. Mama Mia. Sydney Sweeney's latest summer photo dump features her wearing the cutest flowy fits, doing extreme water sports, jumping off cliffs, and more. She's living it up in Greece. Yeah, the pictures are pretty nice this time around. Says she's on the Greek islands is where she's at. And she says, my, how can I resist? I wonder if I can zoom in on this stuff. Yeah, there we go. Let's see if I can move it up. Yeah, there we go. Looks like she's on a yacht.
That's
Yeah.
a great picture of that first one.
Yeah, yeah, they're great. Yeah, she takes great photos, man. She's gorgeous. She really is.
It's like she's done this before. It's weird.
Right? Maybe. Check that
Oh,
shit out.
snap.
That's what I'm talking about.
Those boards are weird.
Yeah, they are. But they've got boats that run like that too. It's pretty neat. There's something underneath the water.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a
like
great
little
shot of her
flotation
right
thing or
there.
something.
I love that one. Really showing off her assets, if you know what I'm saying. Woohoo! Jumping off the cliff. Time to get wet. Boom! Yeah. She's having a good time out there. That's for sure. Walking around in the city. And I think the last one is her underwater. I don't know who this guy is. We need to, you know.
Yeah, nobody wants to know who he is.
Have this guy
Go away,
taken care
guy.
of right here. Yeah. We need to have him extracted from the photo. But that's the bay there. And here she is with a jet ski. So yeah, that's what Sydney's up to this week, man.
Having fun.
Living the dream, bro. I just dig her whole attitude on life, man. I really do. I think she's having a good time. More power to her. Okay, boys and girls, that's it for the Sydney Sweeney Spot. What you got there, Knock? You got more Sydney Sweeney?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Okay.
Sweeney set to transform her body to play the female Rocky in an upcoming movie.
Oh, we reported on that a while ago.
Did we?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. She's playing a female boxer, yes.
Oh, well,
absolutely.
Okay. It was from 15 July, so I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't remember that at all.
Oh,
anyways,
yeah,
more
did.
Sydney Sweeney. But yeah, Christy Martin in an upcoming film. So
it's actually
I
in
don't
her
remember
Instagram. Has been for a little bit. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. She's gonna play a Rocky type role. That'll work.
I did see someone in the comments like, "No, don't change yourself."
I was fixing to say, you know, yeah, you want to. Okay, I could see, you know, maybe getting a little cut, but don't lose some assets. You know what I'm saying?
What about what's her name? Natalie Portman cut. Remember when she got cut for Thor?
What
nothing?
is it now? I'm sorry, I lost that.
Not even paying attention. This motherfucker.
Well, I'm producing the show, Knock. You might have to fucking repeat some shit for me. Go ahead.
I was saying, what do you think about the same kind of cut as Natalie Portman, like she did for Thor? Love and Thunder.
Natalie Portman for Thor. Yeah, that's fine.
Like that kind of cut. Like she got cut.
That's fine. Yeah, it looks good. For sure. But, I mean, look, man, if she messes with the lower half, she's messing up. I'm telling you. That's just all there is to it. Let's see. Look up and listen to Snow is Falling by Yoko Ono. I don't think I will. I don't want to. Hydrofoil, yeah. It's got a section underneath it that is like a pontoon that cuts through the water. It's pretty neat. Those things are neat. Yep. Yeah, her flotation devices. Don't want to mess with those. That's for sure. As long as her boobs don't get smaller, that's fine.
Nah, she likes them too.
I was like tiptoeing around that there, Tim, but you know, you can say it out loud, I guess.
Tim will always go to the
yeah, he's gonna go straight from point A to point B there. Yeah. I hope she doesn't get cut like Linda Hamilton in Terminator 2. No, she doesn't need to go that far. No, not at all. No. Hopefully she does a better job at it than Michelle Rodriguez in Girl Fight, the only movie I own where I fell asleep watching. I've never seen Girl Fight. Never have seen it. Okay, so that's it for the Sweeney Spot. She is in Greece having a good old time. Coming back to that place in Florida where she lives, I guess. Okay, I'm going to throw up this thumbnail, and we are going to be talking spoilers for the end of The Acolyte. So if you have not seen the end of The Acolyte, the season finale of The Acolyte, which may be the finale of The Acolyte, just wait until I put this thumbnail up again. Once I do it again, we'll be done with the spoilers. But from this point, we're going to talk spoilers about The Acolyte's final episode. Okay, Knoxter.
Yes.
I give you the floor. And if you want to give me, I'll tell you when I want to respond to things, but you're a better lore master of this than I am, and you can explain the episode better than I can. I'll just tell you this out the gate. Wow, I'm totally unenthused by the way they finished this. It was, yeah.
So I guess I'll start out with here's the problem with the whole show. It surrounds a character that nobody cares about, or characters. The main character, quote unquote, Osha and May she's a terrible actor. Her expressions, her facial expressions are non-existent. There's zero emotion in that face. Like, they just don't exist.
Yeah.
Her sad face and her happy face and her surprised face and her angry face, they're all the same. Like, there's nothing there. And then we have to see two of her. Like, double the blandness. So I feel like, God, this show, if they took her out, and in season 2, if they made her a supporting character, I actually think the show might be pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
They need some better writers. This whole shit of, they need writers that don't know the force. They said, was it this episode or the episode? No, I think it was last episode. I can't remember. See you in hell.
It was this one.
It was this one. Okay.
See you in hell, Jedi, is the exact line.
Yeah. What the fudge?
Like, dude, half of this show is stuff from other George Lucas made Star Wars movies. God,
when you have writers that just don't know shit about Star Wars, this is the dialogue they come up with.
Yeah. See you in hell, Jedi.
That should not be a line in this. Christianity did not go to a place far, far away.
Well, it's a line by Harrison Ford in Empire Strikes Back. He does say that. Your tauntaun will freeze before it reaches the first marker. And he says, I'll see you in hell. Yeah. See ya.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but they reusing it.
Well, they reuse everything. They have no originality.
Everything. They had the asteroid thing, right? In this, the chase scene in that. Dude, yeah. Go ahead with the layout of the show, and I'll talk about the specific things that just made me go, what?
Well, as always, I love the fighting in this show.
That's the only. This is the disappointing thing. The fucking lightsaber fight was awesome between the Smilo Ren, whatever you want to call him, the fucking Sith that laughs. I heard a great one today. The sleeveless Jedi, I think is what it was. Or no, Darth Sleeveless is what Snarky J called him. When she was doing a review of it.
I still think Smilo Ren is the best.
Yeah, Smilo Ren is a good one. But yeah, man, that was a great fight scene. It was fantastic.
Even the May and Osha fight was pretty decent. It's just it's the writing. That's all it is. It's the writing. It's the one actress that don't give a shit about. Nobody does. All the other, and then like the one character that everyone could rally around and support, no matter what he did, is now dead. So the one that has the most personality is now gone. And then and then they went ahead and did they put two little, what do you want to call them? Easter eggs? I don't know. What's the right word for it? I think I'm blanking on that. But they put Darth Pelagius about halfway through.
Jangling of keys, sir, I think is what you're talking about. Yeah. We're going to jangle these keys and just tease you with them. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we had, Darth Pelagius is now his first, real life, or whatever they call it. My brain is fried today.
Okay.
So it's the first time he's been shown on TV or a movie or anything like that.
His first appearance, yes.
And then at the very end they showed Yoda, which everyone's been so hush hush about during the High Republic.
Yeah,
he's doing his own thing, and they're like scared to write about him. 'em.
Well, if you really think about it, I mean, Yoda, if you really think about it, 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 if you really think I mean, They shouldn't have put that scene in there. We have to talk, which means she's going to come clean to him about what really happened. So what you're telling me is Yoda knew about all this shit the whole time before Phantom Menace. What? Come on. Give me a break. No. Anyway, go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah. So So now we're stuck with and I still like Kymir. I like Kymir. He's still pretty cool. He loses a lot, but yeah, it's cool. I did like this is the first time we've seen the bleed of or the changing of a crystal, a Kyber crystal, from whatever natural color it is to red. That was really cool. Mm-hmm. Her emotion sucks. I don't get anger from her. I get a grumpy, kid. There's just nothing there. There's no anger in her. It's just a pouty little girl. Like it's just weird. Like it's her. It's just her. It's just the writing in her. That's what ruins the whole thing. It could actually be a really decent thing.
There's good stuff here. I agree with you. There is good stuff here. There is good stuff here. But Hobo Plagueis or Homeless Plagueis or whatever the fuck that was, him hiding in the shadows, on that one place. And, look, man, how many times... Should I
break down and watch it?
What's that?
Should I break down and watch it if
no.
you said there's stuff there?
No, you don't need to watch this show, man.
If there's a season 2, yes.
If there's a season 2, yeah, go for it. Because, man, jeez. In season 2, they will just erase Yoda's memory.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
There you go. See, that is so... Look, man, I think I've told you guys this before. I've never read the Superman comic books because I got turned off on them in the 70s because they had him to where he'd do just ungodly, stupid shit. Like, the last time I read a Superman comic, the whole world figured out he was Clark Kent. And the way he fixed it was he super hypnotized the whole fucking world into thinking he wasn't Clark Kent. I was like, come on, this is just dumb. This is completely dumb. And they did the same thing in this show. And by the way, if these two have had some kind of epiphany that they need each other, why in the fuck would that one sister even let him fucking erase her fucking memory? Why would she even let that happen? Okay, now the good one is flipped to the bad side, and the bad one is flipped to the good side? What? I don't get it.
That's the shitty writing, yeah.
It is the shitty writing. It's super bad writing. It definitely is. And, this could have been a really cool fucking story. It really could have been. But, boy, yeah, they put way too much of their own agenda in it, and it would have made more sense to me if May had gone back with fucking Smilo Ren, at the end of it. This whole thing. And look, she tells another, look, there's so much shit in here that just made me go, what the fuck? The senator, who I love, by the way, he's a guy that played the Martian Manhunter on Supergirl. I can't remember that actor's name, but he's really good. When I saw him, he doesn't trust the Jedi for some reason. Well, we find out why in this series because all of a sudden they're a bunch of fucking liars and secret keepers. What the? This whole Jedi bad fucking movement in this thing, there's so much subtext here that is such bullshit that they're trying to make you feel for bad people in this thing, and it's a trend Disney has tried to do for years now, and I'm like, look, man, get this. The biggest problem with this knock, it's not Star Wars. This is not fucking Star Wars. Star Wars, you're supposed to be having, it's supposed to be a grand adventure and having a good time along the way and having a few laughs. What fucking moment did you laugh at in this fucking show? It's all nihilistic. It's fucking horrible. I couldn't believe the way they ended it. Okay. Here's a question I have for you. Why was the fucking tracking gopher destroying the ship so homeboy couldn't catch May? Why was he doing that?
Because he was about to kill her.
He wasn't trying to kill her? Wasn't he just trying to catch her?
It was a targeting bracket.
Okay,
It was a targeting bracket that you used to shoot something. It wasn't. So he thought he was going to kill her, so he stopped him.
Okay.
Tracker's a good guy. Tracker's a good guy.
Okay. All right.
So what's interesting is this. I don't know if this has anything to do with the storyline, but there is a comic, a Star Wars comic from the extended universe, written by John Miller, and he actually it's during the Old Republic, and he actually writes a story about a group of Jedi on some planet who end up having visions of a Jedi that's gonna kill, or like a group of Jedi that are gonna kill, or do something bad. So they end up murdering, and they ended up being their Padawans. It was their Padawans they had visions of. So they ended up murdering their Padawans, and the one that survived ran away. And the whole time, the Jedi are going under this assumption of we're doing the greater good. And this story reminds me of that story. I don't know if it's connected at all, but when I first saw this whole thing of we're going to try to sweep this under the rug, Soul is like this was for the greater good, that reminded me of that comic. That's the one comic I've read. But I remember distinctly it was a group of Jedi that decided we need to do this because it's for the greater good, and then they tried to cover it up.
Well, look.
So there is precedent. That was kind of my point.
Great. Okay, there's precedent for the Jedi just covering up everything in the fucking world. Okay, I could see one of them do it, two of them do it, but now everybody's going to do it. Just wow.
I think this is just their way of trying to get to the Phantom Menace, where things get out of the Jedi's control. I think that's kind of the whole purpose of this storyline, is to just see that they're on the downward spiral, and then it leads to them, getting destroyed, basically.
Well, if they wanted to achieve the fact that the Jedi were dumb and weren't quick on the draw about catching the dark side, yeah, they got that, because friggin' Saul's biggest problem is he's dumb as a box of fucking rocks.
Yeah, that's one thing that these
that's
writers
why he died. He's
capture.
Dumb. Yeah,
these writers did not capture what Jedi. They don't know what Jedi are, first of all, so they don't know how to write for them. They don't understand that. Why is he yelling out in a fucking cave? Feel around with the Force, fucker. Like,
yeah.
Why are you yelling May's name?
They can't tell
makes
when fucking
zero sense.
Dark side users are around. I know every Jedi in the movies can tell when the dark side users around. They can almost pinpoint it.
Somewhat. Now, look. All I'm saying is that there is. Again, I'm going to say the word precedent. I hate to say it, but there is precedent that there are Sith that are able to mask themselves. But you're going to tell me this chick that barely knows anything is able to do that? No. And all the people, they can't find anybody. The fact that a whole group of Jedi need a tracker is beyond ridiculous. It's beyond ridiculous that they need a tracker in order, this little cute creature, to find things. Like, that whole powerful group cannot work together with their Force powers to detect a disturbance in the Force.
Yeah.
That makes and a dyad, or whatever they call it, that would make a disturbance in the Force. Like, it just makes zero sense that this was not written for Jedi. It just wasn't. It was not. It was written like a procedural and nothing else. They got somebody from Law and Order or something, I don't know, and that's how it was written, because there was zero Jedifying in this freaking series.
Clay Thomas says, and Soul just gave up and let her choke him to death rather than fight back. Not that she should have any chance of killing him to start with, right? Because he's a Jedi. He's a Jedi master, and she.
Yeah, there were a lot of Jedi masters that died.
There's no other way to say it. Girl boss. What?
And she was quote unquote angry while she did it. Man, God, the most blandest problem with this. The most blandest face ever, man. There's nothing. There was no her eyes turning red.
Nothing.
What did Anakin do? Right? What did we see from Anakin?
Well, you could tell. You could see
people
him
knocked.
Like
people
increments.
knocked on his acting, right?
There was
well, it was a hell of a lot better.
There
was a hell of a lot better than this.
Oh,
there's just nothing. It's just like everything is instant. Everything is instant. Oh, I'm okay now. Oh, I don't want to do this anymore.
The best scene in the worst Star Wars movie that George Lucasfilm made before Disney got him was, in my opinion, Attack of the Clones. It was the worst one. I really didn't like it. I understood they had to progress the love story and everything, but it really wasn't a good movie.
Don't fall in love.
Right. But one of the best scenes in it is when he wipes out that fucking bunch of Tusken Raiders when his mother dies. I mean, you could tell on his way there he was going to burn that place down if he found anything out of shape. You know what I mean? When he was on that speeder on his way there, it's like, wow, dude.
Yeah, you could see it on his face. You could see it. Like,
yeah.
But with this chick, you can't. There's nothing. There's nothing.
Yeah,
there.
And you remember they gave him so much shit for his acting style.
Oh yeah.
He looks like a fucking. He looks like Daniel Day-Lewis now compared to this chick, right?
It's a shame. It really is a shame. I do think they had the one thing that bothers me about this whole show is how the fudge did they spend $22 million per episode? I'm just not seeing it.
Yeah.
I'm just not seeing it.
And yes, hang on. Let me speak to Vince's point here. He said Luke beat Vader while he was angry. Yes, that's a great scene in Return of the Jedi. It's one of my favorite scenes because he does. If you watch how he beats him and cuts his hand off, it's almost blow for blow the exact fight that happens in Empire Strikes Back. Only the places are flipped, right? The only difference is he pounds that guy's hand off. He just keeps hitting him and hitting the lightsaber until.
And that's why the dark side's so seductive, and that's why Luke had to pull
and you
himself
could see
back.
it in his face. But when he saw his hand, he said, "Wait, I could become this dude. I need to chill out." Right? Yeah.
One of my favorite, and I've told you, one of my favorite he's not a canon character anymore, unfortunately. Corran Horn. And he ends up getting trained by Luke, and Luke. And then he wants to leave the academy. There's an academy on Yavin that they have, and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And he eventually wants to leave, and Luke doesn't want him to go. And he basically says, if you leave, I think you're going to fall to the dark side. And Corran Horn gives him a speech and just lays Luke on his ass, like, with his speech, saying, look, I was part of the Carillion officer corps, all right? And he watched his father die, and that kind of, darkness has been around him his entire life. So your experiences aren't the same as my experiences.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing. I don't fear the dark side like he did. Like, and in that point in the canon, Luke had already fallen to the dark side because 5 years after the original movies in the old canon, the clone of Palpatine had returned in the comics, and Luke fell to the dark side, and it was because of Han and Leia that he came back. So Luke was always like black and white when it came to the dark and light side. So it's just So, but the dark side, it's seductive. So when you use that power and then you feel that power, that's what makes you want to use it more. And then he had to step back from that after that fight. Yeah.
You're right. Hayden can do well in situations. Yeah, I'm just saying it's magnified now. With this chick, the main character here.
Yeah, she's just making Hayden look better and better. That's all.
Right. Everything they're putting out makes the prequels better and better and better. Because people used to bitch about the prequels. I like the prequels. I just didn't like Attack of the Clones. I thought it was just dragged. It was so slow. Yep. Star Wars: Dark Empire. That must be.
Yeah, I never read those comics, but I read of them. I read their backstory, so I know
about them and everything. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna turn off the spoiler things now. So we're not talking Star Wars anymore. So you are safe to keep watching. I didn't like the way they wrapped this up, buddy. And wow, man.
No, there's more questions than answers. And I knew they weren't going to be able to answer everything in 40 minutes. It just wasn't going to happen.
Sure.
These episodes are too short.
But my whole problem with this show, it's too nihilistic. It's too much trying to make the Jedi look bad. And and there's no joy in it. Nobody's having fun. And half the fun of Star Wars is the humor that's injected in it from time to time because it's well placed, when they do it. I mean, you've got moments like this in Empire Strikes Back.
Why, you stuck-up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder.
You ain't
Who's
got nothing,
scruffy looking?
right? Who's scruffy looking? You got nothing like that in here. Why? Because you don't care about these fucking characters. You just don't. The only one we cared about ended up being dumb as a box of rocks the whole show. I mean,
yeah, blinded by his feelings the entire freaking time. That he couldn't sense nothing.
Yeah,
ever,
a Jedi
ever.
Master blinded
All
by
8
his
episodes,
feelings.
he sensed nothing. He never sensed a darn thing. That's how blinded he was by his own inner turmoil.
I really, some other reviewers have said it, and I'm gonna have to agree with them. It's lesbian fan fiction, man. This is just, it was so bad. And the shame of it is, there was good stuff here. And they could have done a hell of a lot better than what we got.
Yeah, when they focus on the action, when they focus on the good, like the production, the fight, it's all good.
Yeah,
and it's one of the reasons why I could never finish that one book by Sam Maggs, whose name I'll never forget now, because she wrote the book in between the 2 Star Wars Fallen Jedi and the Survivor game with Cal Kestis. She wrote a book. Yeah,
the add-on that explains some stuff.
Yeah, it was right before the second game, and I had to stop reading it because it was full on. She turned one of the characters gay and just she interjected herself into it, who was supposed to be a love interest to Cal, and just completely just took off. But when she wrote fight scenes, they were pretty good. Like, it's just, God, when they try to put that message in there, dude, it just kills the whole thing.
What song is that, Tim? That's a great song. He's blinded by the light, revved up like a deuce, another runner in the night. Who is that? Who is that?
Man for Man.
That's Man for Man. That's right. Yeah, that's an old one, man. That's an old deep cut there, Tim. Good one, bro. Okay, so that's enough for this. Let's see.
I just hope that they make her a side character. It's not going to happen, but if they make her a side character and move on to the Sith side of things, I think it'd be fine. But it's just not going to happen, unfortunately.
It's not going to happen. Not if they keep the same showrunner. No, hell no. Let's see. Well, Palpatine hid in plain sight, even with 5 to 6 Jedi Masters with him in the same room. But she is no Palpatine. That's what I'm saying. The Master, I can see that. I don't think Darth Maul could pull that off. Okay.
Well, it's kind of hard.
The Master could do that
with his painted face and everything. There were Sith that realized that they couldn't.
What I'm saying is, I don't think he'd have the ability to pull that off. The the Sith Master could do that. You know what I mean?
Well, even Darth Bane, when he was wearing his full-on armor, realized he couldn't go out in public. Like,
right.
The Sith are smart. They know when to work through intermediaries and when to show themselves. So,
yeah,
But Palpatine was the perfect one.
You get what I'm saying. The Master could probably pull that off, but the apprentice.
Yeah, I think the apprentices generally can mask their aura, but if someone was to get close by to them, they would get caught, kind of thing.
Luke was how far away from Vader's friggin' Star Destroyer and felt him?
I think that's a little
different. Vader's
an
apprentice. Am I wrong there?
I think that's a little different. One, Vader's more than an apprentice, but
wait a minute. There's always 2, a master and an apprentice, right?
Right, but understand that when Darth Vader, hang on now. Darth Vader's potential died when he lost his body. When he put on because the way midichlorians work, they work through your whole body. When part of his body was basically burned off, it kind of destroyed his potential. He was so strong in the Force that what was left of him was still pretty damn strong. Right. But he was never going to be a Sith Master ever. It was never going to happen.
Well.
And remember,
I get it. Yeah. Way to go, Tim. Way to tell the joke that's been told for the last 30 years.
Right. Yeah. I'm not reading it. I just had to put it up there. That's great.
But yeah, family connection is what I was going to say. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Same thing with Luke. Yeah.
When she. Yeah. Okay. I'll buy that. But I'm just saying, I don't think Darth Maul could pull off hiding from a Jedi Master. I don't think he could do that.
Dooku hid from. They didn't know that Dooku was.
That's true. They didn't know, and Dooku was an apprentice, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah. They just saw him as a fallen Jedi, but
Yeah, but they didn't realize he was Sith, which means he managed to hide.
Because he also had status, which he went back and claimed. He went back and claimed his family status. Yeah. He was angry that they took that away from him, actually.
Well, all I can tell you is this. All the fun stuff we're talking about doesn't take place in this show.
No.
It doesn't.
There's no. We still don't know what happened to the mom that disappeared. We don't know what actual role Darth Plagueis actually has in this. Some people think he was the one in the first episode that had the lightsaber. That's a theory, but we don't know exactly what's going to happen with Leslie, his wife character. So we don't know much about we know that Chimera is her apprentice, but we don't know what happened. Like, there's so many. Yeah. This episode, the only thing that this resolved,
they definitely are planning on doing a season 2.
Oh, the only thing that was resolved was Saul. That's it.
Yeah,
and the fact that he got blamed.
Vince Womack says Bane's apprentice hid and infiltrated the.
Well, that's what I was referring to, Vince. Yeah. But if they were actively looking, they could have. If they were alerted, they would have pierced her veil. She actually let it slip, which is how her cousin found her, and felt her. So it wasn't perfect. She wasn't crazy skilled at it, but it was enough to get her to hide in there and stay unnoticed, which is what the Sith are known for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. The mom is Plagueis.
Oh God, yeah.
It better not.
Well, no,
be.
that's the other theory too. Is that it wasn't, because that's part of Darth Plagueis' backstory, is that he created the whole Anakin from all that good stuff, and then the theory is that they're going to say in Disney Star Wars that it was actually he learned it from the witches. It was actually the witches that came up with it, and he just stole the idea.
Cool.
Yeah. Basically.
Whatever.
So yeah. Well. If that's true, then that's kind of messed up. So they just nerfed him and made him less special too,
right?
Because they wanted Force witches to have all the power,
which has been the trend. So it's not shocking.
I hope that's not true. I hope he's a part of it. That it was all his doing, but
patriarchy,
we'll
right, Vince?
We'll see.
Well, this is a good transition. Thank you for that, Vince, because we're going to talk about some patriarchies here coming up. But let's go ahead and throw that little tag out there. We're going to be talking spoilers for Game of Thrones, or not Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, Episode 5. So, John, have you watched it yet?
Yeah,
okay. Caught up.
You're all caught up.
Sorry.
That's right. John is all caught up.
I'm distracted by Sydney Sweeney. So
I understand, but when we pop Sydney Sweeney back up on the screen, then we will be done talking spoilers on this week's episode of House of the Dragon. Okay, let's get into it, guys. The guys are starting to take over. The Queen Mother got put in her place as her younger son takes over. Eye Patch McCain, as I like to call him. He's taken over. So now she knows exactly how the Queen, who was supposed to be, is feeling, right? She gets totally sidestepped. They don't even pay attention to her anymore. As a matter of fact, her side piece is looking at her sideways now because of her, right? Cole there.
Yeah, Cole.
And then we've got
well, he did.
What's my man's name that's out in the castle right now? Damon. Yeah. Okay, me and the wife have a theory about what's going on with him. I think the witch is fucking with him. I think the witch is doing something to him.
That's clear.
Okay. It became readily apparent this time around.
She's doing his mom.
Right. Yeah. And then he's raising an army and he's demanding people call him king there. So both these girls are being sidestepped, man.
He's going off the reservation.
Yeah, he's going off the res, boy, and he's getting some bodies. He's getting some bodies, right? He's building an army. This is getting very, very interesting.
Well, they kind of told him off at the end of it, so
right.
I don't know how many bodies he actually has.
Right.
Yeah, they said.
Yeah, that's true. That got fucked up there at the end of it, didn't it? Yeah. But let's see. What's this? Oedipus Rex now? Okay, I'm not sure what that means.
He's referring to the fact that he's got a thing. He had the dream about his mother. That's That's from a Greek play where the guy
right.
sees
Okay,
brother.
gotcha. Yeah,
Yeah.
A lot of Freud here. Yeah, gotcha. Anyway, Knock, what did you think of this? Because I want to save the last part for John because he's just now getting caught up and he's got some very strong feelings about this show so far. Go ahead, Knock. What did you think of this one?
I don't know. I want to see more of Eamon. I don't know. I like the cut of his jib. I want to. I thought this is where Damon should be. But he's doing his own thing and this weird. But I still don't understand the whole why he went to Harrenhal. I feel like he could have picked literally anywhere else and tried to build an army. But okay, whatever. Let's go to the cursed castle that's in need of repair. But cool.
Right.
I am curious to see what the young Mr. Strong is going to do. The son.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what his role in all this is. That family, the C family, the dark skinned folk with the white hair.
Right.
They're supposed to get wiped out at some
Hand,
point.
right? She named him the Hand.
Well, I'm just talking about the whole family. Like it's going to get wiped out.
Yeah, they're cursed, man. They're dying by degree.
So it's curious to see when it finally happens where they're like the whole family's just gone because they're not even mentioned in Game of Thrones anymore.
He doesn't have an heir.
He doesn't. Yeah.
He tried to offer it to his granddaughter, and she said, "I'm fire and blood, not you need something."
I'm a little confused. What happened to his son that left? Right, he left on the boat, ran away, blah blah blah. What happened to his dragon? Because they keep mentioning dragons that are like sleeping and under the ground and hidden away or whatever. Like, I'm kind of curious what's going on with these other dragons. Like, why are they always only sending out one dragon at a time and stuff like that? I'm not really understanding the strategic value of only sending one at a time. Yeah,
budget.
That's what...
it must be because it's been said already that they have way more dragons. The black side does than the green side. So, what the hell? Like what?
Yeah, but the Greens have the monster.
They got
huge, gigantic.
Yeah, but I mean, if they ganged up on him,
got the beast, man. He's got the beast.
What's her name? Rhaenyra was actually could have probably won that if she was getting pretty close.
Yeah,
because she had got distracted. But I feel like and he's hurting right now. He got hurt from that. Vhagar got hurt from that. So from that battle, so he's resting now. So I feel like they could do something against him. But while he's resting, where are the other ones? That's what kind of what in the world? And they keep changing that damn castle in the Vale. It makes no sense.
Yeah, well,
the setting. It's like watching the Harry Potter movies where they keep changing the castle every movie, how it looks.
Who was the character she basically sent off to her death to go check on Damon? Who is it she sent after?
Oh, what's his name?
I can't remember.
One of the. I think that was another strong guy.
Yeah, he's on her council, and
he's the one that's always going on about how basically she's a woman and she shouldn't be
right
doing this stuff, and always being the
Mm-hmm. So anyway, he's gonna get whacked. He's getting whacked. But anyway, John, tell us what you think now that you caught up on it. You said you was a little miffed about some of the stuff.
Why'd they have to kill her?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
I mean, come on.
It was a good death.
It was a good death, yes, but come on. I mean, she should have been queen in the first place.
She's the queen that never was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She's effectively Helen Mirren.
Yeah.
So
and we know you got a soft spot for that.
Yeah,
no doubt. Yeah.
But that's. I mean, she was a fantastic character.
Mm-hmm.
She should have been the glue that was holding the Targaryens together.
Right, because she is a Targaryen.
Yeah,
but she's also part of the Sea.
She's also married to the Corrales. So, but I was, and basically this last episode was just let's deal with the ramifications of what happened.
Yeah,
that
seems to be the flow of the show. They have some really huge event happen, and then the next show is all how are we going to sit? Once again, we've got somebody sneaking back into the city.
Yeah.
Right. She sent somebody there. her new advisor, the one that she was an insider in the city, right?
Yeah, she's going to like disrupt stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's.
Oh, you know what we forgot to talk about? How bad off is Homeboy? What's his name?
Oh, he's
Ian
Aegon.
Aegon. That's it. Yeah. My God, he got fucked up.
Oh,
that whole scene where the doctors are working on him and peeling his fucking
armor off. Yeah,
shit. I was
where
like,
it's melted to him.
Fuck, that's got to hurt, man. Good Lord.
Well, apparently, he lives from that too.
Woof. Yeah.
I understand.
What the fuck? Is he ever going to wake up? Good Lord. I mean, oh.
And is Sunfire dead or alive?
Sunfire.
His dragon.
His dragon.
Oh yeah.
Because Cole says that line about he's taking a long time dying, or something along that lines.
He's resting.
He's resting.
Tim says he's resting. That's funny. But yeah, I feel you about the queen that never was dying. That she went out like a boss, though. But I really wish, if she was going to die, I really wish that Eye Patch McCain's dragon would have been hurt at least. You know, that would have been cool.
It did. It got slashed on the belly. The bunch.
Yeah.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah,
it got hurt. It definitely got hurt.
I mean,
okay.
She was winning for a good amount of good little bit there.
I'm not dead yet. But yeah, this is going to be interesting. I about cracked up when he was the last thing he told that council before he dismissed him when he took the reins of the Iron Throne there, old Eye Patch McCain. He goes, and cut those damn rat catchers down. I was like, yeah, it's about time.
Yeah.
And the poor dog. The poor dog still following his master.
Right. Let's see. Pining for the what? Oh yeah,
George. He's an ex-parent.
Yeah. Let's see. In the book is his dragon lives. I don't think they have said so in the show yet.
Yeah, I don't. They've made some changes from the book already. So
yeah, that's, you know what? Ever since The Walking Dead, you can't count on the book being the Bible for a show anymore. You can't, because you know, I mean, if you're going to make it interesting, you've got to make changes. You know what I'm saying?
Because the book really leans heavily on towards the greens or the side and the right, and I think this is
making it look the other way around here.
Yeah, the show's making it look like the blacks are the you know, the ones that should come out on
that
top.
are being jilted and have the right. You know, yeah. Do you guys think the witch is really there? Because no one ever acknowledged her except Damon. Ooh.
That's an interesting theory.
That's interesting. I'll have to go back and check that out, man. So I don't know.
Yeah, you didn't see that one other guy hand her a bucket? No, I'm kidding. I was just making that up.
That's interesting. Clay, I'll have to check that out. That's interesting. Yeah, could it be? I mean, the only other explanation is that Damon's losing his mind, right?
Yeah.
So, that's what we thought initially, that Damon was losing his shit, you know. But
didn't he have an argument with his father too, who's dead?
Well, he's had visions of his wife and him when she was younger.
His wife. It was his wife.
Yeah, Millie Adcock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his other
she
wife.
was younger. Yeah. It's it's crazy. Let's see. It's not pining. Oh my God. Yes, he's doing the Monty Python thing here, guys. Yeah. Okay, so we're done with the spoilers part here. he's doing the whole bit. You've seen it too many times, Tim. That's from Monty Python's Flying Circus. It's the Dead Parrot sketch.
Parrot sketch,
It's with the choir invisible.
Best lines. Fighting to the chords.
Oh my God, that's too funny. Oh God, Tim, that's really good, bro. That's really good. Okay, let me get this out here. We're done with spoilers for House of the Dragon. I will tell you that it's a better show than The Acolyte. That's for damn sure.
Haven't seen
but
The Acolyte,
I think they could have some fun in here too. I think. You know, this This one seems kind of dark too. I mean, there was some funny parts in Game of Thrones. You know, I don't know. It's like everything wants to be dark now. I don't get it. You know. Let's see. Get this out of here. Excuse me while I whip this out. Okay. All right. So, that is it for our review of the shows this week. Knock, you want to pull up that list of TV shows and we'll see how far we can get on
a whole 25 minutes.
A whole 25 minutes. We can knock out quite a few television shows this time around, buddy.
I don't know what number we stopped on.
78. I am remembering this for you, bro. I may be old.
I'm glad I'm definitely not.
But random ass information I can keep hang on to now, especially when it comes to numbers. So
78.
78, my brother. 78.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because we were talking about homicide.
Yeah, we talked about that one.
I did want to mention this chick right here. I really like her. I don't know if you ever seen. What is her name?
Hang on, I'll pull up the IMDb for it.
She's in a show that I really liked, and it only lasts, I think, 2 seasons. I think. Was it Necessary Roughness?
Okay, you scrolled away from the name of it. What's the name of the show?
Oh, sorry. I tried to zoom in a little bit.
Homicide
Life on the Street.
But she was in a show called Necessary Roughness. Basically, she plays a sports shrink, and basically one of her main clients is a football player, and so there's a lot of football in this show.
Okay.
Well, he's a wide receiver. He's basically Terrell Owens.
Okay. Gotcha.
And he's too crazy outside of football.
Hang on, real quick. Let me pull this up here. Which one is she, guys? I don't know.
Is it Kaylee Thorne?
Is that her?
Yeah, I think that's her.
Yeah.
Okay. So the ones that she's known for is Necessary Roughness, the one you speak about.
Roughness. Yeah.
Prison Break. Rescue Me. She's been on some good TV shows, no doubt. Rescue Me.
But I don't know. I only bring it up because I really like it. I think you might dig that show, Joe, if you ever see it somewhere.
Really?
Okay. But yeah, she plays a psychiatrist basically, and she goes into the world of sports basically.
Mm-hmm.
She's one of those, she was a stay-at-home mom kind of thing, and had the great life with the husband, and the husband cheats on her, and then she goes off and does her own thing basically.
Huh. Okay. But
I think it's really good. So she starts working with just all kinds of sports figures, golfers that have the yips, or is it baseball that has the yips, whatever, and stuff like that. So I don't know. I saw her picture in that one, so I thought I was mentioning that show too.
She's a petite brunette. I'll check it out. You know me. That's my type. What's up?
And the guy that plays the racer, he plays the reporter in Supergirl, the TV show. The black dude.
Yeah.
Okay. Is he in Supergirl?
Yeah. The reporter, Jimmy Olsen.
Okay, you mean on Necessary Roughness?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, I thought
he plays the wide receiver.
No.
He plays the wide receiver on Necessary.
Gotcha.
I'm sorry.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
The thing I remember him for is True Blood. He played Eggs in True Blood, and yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If you've never seen True Blood, he's in.
I'll never watch that.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I'll only watch. Only thing I'll see with vampires is Originals. No, Originals.
Really?
Originals is a pretty decent show.
Originals. Okay, I got you. On the CW show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Sucker.
Yep. Sucker now.
Dexter.
Oh, dude, you'd enjoy that. Dexter. Now, I've never seen this. This is one of the ones that she and I are going to have to watch because my wife is a big fan of Silence of the Lambs, and I hear that this is kind of like that. So, go ahead.
So I would say it starts off really good. The finale is like the forgotten season. It's basically the season of Game of Thrones season bad. A season bad. A lot of people didn't like the finale, and they actually brought it back. I haven't watched the new show.
I got about halfway through the season of the new show, and it's like.
So I don't know. It says here that it was partially redeemed by the 2021, new Dexter or whatever.
I don't know.
But
I will check this out for you, E. Clay. Hang on, I'm gonna look it up. Go ahead.
It could be.
I'm checking it. Go ahead, Knock. I'm just letting you know.
The next one is Westworld.
See, now I liked Westworld.
I haven't seen the television show. I'm a huge fan of the original movie with Yul Brynner. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I just love the world that Westworld takes place in.
Yeah. The ending of the twist of season 1 is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And very confusing. Because this is not a linear story. That's the one thing to keep in mind.
Yeah.
And I won't go any further than that. But it is a great show. I only made it through the first 2 seasons, though. I do need to. Someday I need to go back and watch the whole thing. I've never finished it.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of those things where I watched it when it first came out, and then I never went back to it when it continued. Because seasons take forever to come out now.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's 4 different time periods that it takes place in.
Really?
Yeah, but it is a really good show, though. It definitely is.
The stuff it's based on, there was an original movie called Westworld, which was great. Had Josh Brolin's dad, James Brolin, who I'm a big fan of. He's in it, and they had, what was the 3 worlds? They had Roman world, Westworld, and
Samurai World.
What was that?
Samurai World.
Samurai World? Is that
no? That was in the. Never mind. That's.
I can't remember what the 3rd world was.
I never watched this. I don't know.
It was a really good movie. It's all about the robots just flipping out and starting to kill everybody. And then the sequel had Peter Fonda in it. It was called Future World. Did you ever see the
Medieval
sequel?
World? Westworld.
Medieval World. That's it. Yeah, they were stabbing guys with swords in it. Yeah, that's it. Yep.
Japan World, I think, was later. It was either
they made a sequel called Future World, and with Peter Fonda in it, and that one was not near as good. But I was a big fan because I was a big fan of the first one. Of course, I was a kid when those movies came out.
There's also a series called Beyond Westworld.
Is there? Wow.
Yeah, came out.
Is that one of those after shows where they discuss the episodes?
No.
Right.
Okay. Like Beyond Survivor or something like that. They do After Survivor.
No, it sounds like this one probably was made in the 70s, huh? John?
1980.
1980? Okay. Yeah. It's after the movies,
CD.
probably. Yeah. Okay. Next.
Scrubs.
My brother swears by this one. And it is funny. The episodes I've watched are funny.
It is. So this is one of those ones where there's a lot of ups and downs, and there's it's a wacky bunch, there's a lot of wacky stuff in here, but then they get those moments where shit just gets real.
Yeah.
And they do it really, really well in this show where I like was it John McGinley, who plays the grumpy mentor.
Yeah,
he does that.
Yeah,
so well.
He's good, man. He's great.
and he just look, you guys got to learn that, and that's whenever something crazy bad happens. I think there was an episode where all of them have their first death, I think, or something like that, and he's just this is where you learn, kind of thing, So they hit hard on those moments. They did it really well.
I'm kind of about it. It's some episodes I liked, a lot I didn't. So.
Well,
it's
they obviously made an
be
impact.
Your flavor. Yeah. It's definitely something if you don't care for it. You either love it or hate it, kind of thing.
I mean, there's an entire wireless campaign featuring these guys, and now they pulled Aquaman into it, right?
Yeah, Jason Momoa. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, man. No doubt they've made an impact on pop culture.
It's like the two guys from Suits. They're everywhere now too, doing their thing. And the show's been off the air for several years. But, all right.
That movie, Necessary Roughness, that you referred to, no, that movie's got Scott Bakula in it. I'm trying to see. I don't think Goldie Hawn's in that one. He was saying a Goldie Hawn movie. This is not. This doesn't have anything to do with that.
Necessary Roughness is when they were they scabs.
No.
Oh,
That's the replacements.
That's for replacement.
Necessary roughness has to do with the college team.
That's right. Yeah, and Scott Bakula is the old
man that
redshirt freshman they brought back.
Right, exactly.
And it's got the female kicker and the big Samoans like, I'll protect you. And
yeah,
I remember that line.
Yep.
Something about
Scrubs is supposed to be one of the. It is definitely iconic. Okay, so Northern Exposure. I've never seen that show.
I've seen a few
I know it was
episodes.
popular, but I've never seen it. Yeah.
I didn't get into it.
No.
Now this is an interesting one. I need to go back and finish this someday. Boardwalk
I've only
Empire.
seen the first 2 seasons.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
This is like a Sopranos type of show right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes place in
it's a
Prohibition.
game, No, this is definitely worth. I don't know if have you seen this at all, Joe?
Yes, we started it, but this one, if I remember correctly, it came on near the end of the Sopranos run, and we were about gangstered out, really.
That makes sense. Yeah, gangster fatigue.
But I could definitely see where it'd be good. I mean, with Buscemi in it, and
I think I only watched the first season. I could be.
I watched a couple of episodes, and that was it. Yeah,
it's definitely on my list to go back and watch someday and binge it.
Yep, for sure. If you like gangster shows, that's up your alley for sure. Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Never got into this.
If I've got nothing else to watch and it's on, I'll watch it. This guy's. If you're a fan of Seinfeld, this is the same kind of character-driven humor, and
I think I'd go watch.
But it's nothing that I would sit there and binge watch every episode of. You know what I'm saying?
I don't like Seinfeld, so I wasn't.
Seinfeld's awesome. It's probably on this list if you haven't seen it already.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like The Office. The Office is my go-to. Like,
yeah,
But
he's this guy wrote a lot for Seinfeld. He did a lot of the writing on that show, and he's funny as shit. But he's definitely an acquired taste, though.
Yeah, Larry David.
Yeah, Larry David. But I don't know. It's nothing I'd binge, but it's a good. Curb Your Enthusiasm's funny because he keeps screwing himself over. That's the whole joke. He keeps fucking himself over. It's ridiculous, man. Just because he's stubborn and stuck in his ways, Didn't they have a Super Bowl commercial where we were saying, "Nah, this ain't gonna work," kind of thing, and it's something that like made millions of dollars or something. I can't remember, but yeah. Next. Rick and Morty. I keep hearing how great this is. David
this
watches it religiously.
Yeah, this is an adult cartoon. Unfortunately, I haven't been inclined to watch the latest season. Unfortunately,
not since they fired.
Unfortunately, the one that voiced these two characters got fired because of inappropriateness.
No, it was all fake. He got exonerated.
Yeah.
But he's still not back.
But he still got canceled. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So, the voice actor they brought in are okay, but they don't get Rick right, unfortunately. And so I've kind of lost interest in the show. If he manages to come back somehow, hopefully they'll revoice those episodes and get it back in there because the new Rick doesn't sound. But it's funny. Joe, I don't know if you ever watched an episode of it. But
I have not. It's just something that I have never gotten into. I'm not poo-pooing it at all. I've never watched an episode of it. I could see where it'd be funny. Like I said, my stepson lives and dies with this show, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm not really into animation too much, man. It's got to be something very specific. I mean, and usually it's movies. Don't really get into long-form cartoons. That's why you always get mad at me for not watching those Star Wars cartoons, and I hear some of them are really, really good. And
I've even narrowed it down for you what you should watch. It's like an hour. So
yeah, I hear you.
That's on you.
Okay. Without creators to make it, it's like the Corners without
Connors.
Roseanne. Yeah, the Connors without Roseanne. Well, that sucks.
Well, that was her fault.
Yeah, it was. But anyway, okay, next.
Luther. I haven't watched
this show.
Luther's
But it's got
Luther's
Idris
a
Elba
British
in it, so-
procedural. It's really good.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, this might be something I might have to give a go someday. But cause I really like him. I can listen to him all day.
Yes, Idris Elba's really good.
I like his role in the Cyberpunk DLC.
Oh, and Phantom Liberty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he John played through that whole thing, man. It was pretty cool.
I never got to finish it. So
I called him the
get back
cock
to
blocker in it.
it.
He kept cock blocking everywhere.
Sex in the City.
No.
Okay.
No.
This is a male show. No. The only hot
True
chick on that whole
Detective.
squad was old when that show started, but she was fine as hell in Porky's.
I watched the
Played
first
Lassie.
season, but I haven't watched any of the others, and I definitely.
I heard the first
not all
season
of
was
their
worth it. Yeah.
Just watched the first season of this show the other, I want to say about a month ago. Me and the wife watched it. It is kick ass. The first.
Well, that's
the
what I heard.
first
The first
season
season's
is
great.
Yeah.
Apparently, it falls off after that.
Well, I mean, each season tells different stories, so you know.
Well, then the
this
other
one-
stories apparently suck. So I don't know.
Yeah, apparently the other stories suck. I've watched, I want to say about 5 episodes of the second season, and I just haven't gotten back to it. I've been too busy, but I am going to finish it. But I was glued to this. This has a Silence of the Lambs feel to it. It's fucking great, man. It really is. And Matthew McConaughey plays basically himself as a conspiracy theorist, and it's fucking awesome, man. It really is good. Yep.
I think it's the second season, but you get to see a little bit of Alexandra Daddario, and
Wow.
wow,
Man, look out.
wow.
3 and 4 are bad, huh? You Clay? Okay. Yeah. But that first season,
That's pretty much
they
what I've
knocked
heard
it out
as
of the
well.
park.
Yeah, the first season is
Mhm.
fairly amazing.
Yeah, I've seen the first season, and I would rewatch it in 2 seconds. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who wants to do
Life
Grandma?
on Mars. I don't
Okay,
know
this
anything
is the
about
British one, not the American one. So
Okay.
this is great. This is
Is that like
fantastic
The
series.
Office, where the British version lasted a season and the American version lasted 8 years? And
No,
which
no,
one's
no.
better?
The American's better. The American's not better. The American one didn't last but 1 season.
Yeah. Vince agrees. It's good.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to check that one out.
Is it top 100 good though? That's the question.
Yes.
Is it top
yes.
100 good? That's
It should be a little higher, in my opinion.
This right
Basically-
here. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, John.
Oh,
I know you-
basically, it's a story about a detective that is from the 2000s,
Mm-hmm.
but he somehow goes back to the 70s.
Ooh. I'd be down with that, man.
So
I'd
yeah,
be down with that. That'd be cool. Yeah. I'd love to go back to the 70s. That'd be great. Okay, dope. Moving on.
yeah.
This kind of
BoJack Horseman.
yeah, I've heard a lot
Never
about
seen
this.
it.
This kind of animated stuff. I just never found funny. I don't know.
Yeah.
This or what's that other one with the really weird special agent guy? I don't even know if he's a special agent.
Yeah, I know. Archer.
Archer. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
another one. That's the same kind of vein to me, anyways. I
No,
never
I like
found
Archer.
these entertaining. I never found these entertaining.
I liked Archer.
But this one I've never watched.
Yeah,
BoJack-
I've heard of it, but it's not something I've ever wanted to watch.
Vince says it's Archer. Atlanta, never watched it.
Never
Yeah.
watched it.
Never seen it. Wouldn't know.
House. That's a great show.
Good.
Now that's
Great series.
that's a show, and what's funny is whenever I see one of these shows, I always ask my wife, "Is this medically accurate?" And a lot of the stuff she says is. Some of the stuff she doesn't know about, because he finds these just really weird, off kilter medical conditions.
Right.
sometimes.
That's his
Yeah,
shtick.
and-
He looks for
and,
the things that other people can't figure out.
But she told me that this show's pretty much medically accurate, and I was like, wow, okay. I do like it. Well, it's an iconic character, no doubt. House is good. It's nothing that I would binge watch though.
I think I did eventually. I think right before the last season came out, I think I caught up. Like I never watched it before, and I watched the whole thing up until the last season, and then I watched the last season when it came out, something like that.
Let's see. Looks like it ran for 9 seasons. And,
yeah, it was a long. It was a long. So I can see what Vince is saying there.
Now, look, guys, Grey's Anatomy's run for too long. Okay, that
I will never watch that show.
Well, my wife loves it. But
I'm
anyway,
sure.
Look, House, 9 seasons is a good run. That's a good run.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Anything over 5, I feel like is successful.
Yep. All right. The Thick of It.
Thick of It.
That's a British series.
Yeah, never seen it. Don't know.
It's a political thing. He's like was he
Looks like we've got a doctor there.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Political satire used in a mere wry quip here. Raised eyebrows there. Okay.
Yeah, it's because it's Peter Capaldi.
Yeah, isn't he a doctor?
Doctor Who, yeah.
That's what I meant. Doctor Who. Yeah. That's what I was talking about.
Oh, okay. I thought you sounded like a medical doctor.
Yeah. No. Fargo. I hear the series is great. I love the movie, but I hear the series is good.
I think I tried to do the series, the first season. I don't know if I can. I think this is what I watched, but I couldn't get into it. So.
I didn't watch it because I'm a big Coen Brothers fan, and I couldn't see this being better than the movie. You know what I mean? I just couldn't see it.
I'm in the same boat.
Never did even try it. Love it every season of Fargo. Okay, yeah, I've heard people that watch it say it's great. I guess my expectations are way too high for that show.
I think Matt had mentioned
so
it.
Not a free time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay.
The Twilight Zone.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
And this is number 61. There better be some good fucking shows on this list, man. I mean, come on.
Enough said.
That's one of the most iconic shows of all time. That's pictured right there. That's Uncle Ben, isn't it? Isn't that?
Yeah.
What's his name? The freaking actor. It escapes me, man. Hang on, I'll look it up real quick. Spider-Man, Uncle Ben. But yeah, dude, I'll never forget. Isn't it? Okay, they made the Twilight Zone movie, but one of the episodes, I think a couple of them were, but the one I remember the most is the Gremlin one. And in the movie, it was the guy from Third Rock from the Sun. What the hell?
John Lithgow.
Yeah, John Lithgow. But didn't William Shatner play that part in the original series? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, man. That's a great... I love the fucking original black and white one and the fucking movie one. I thought they were both awesome. Yeah. Look, the Twilight Zone, if you've never... It had so much impact on so many things. I mean, you can't tell me that the guys that did Planet of the Apes weren't big fans of the Twilight Zone. You know what I mean? That iconic movie. Because it had a very Twilight Zone ending to it. You know what I mean? Every story had a twist at the end. It was fucking great. Yeah, Twilight Zone. Should be in the top 5. You're right. That's what I'm saying. These must be some killer TV
10.
shows they got ahead of this, man. Next.
Never watched
Only
it.
Fools and Horses.
Only Fools and
Apparently,
Horses.
this is another British series.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Cool.
That's because Rod Serling wrote the script for the Planet of the Apes. Well, that makes sense. Yep. Line of Duty. Never heard of it.
Another
Something
British
tells me
series.
that's British too.
Okay, British. Okay, well.
Oh.
All right.
Another British.
Suspects.
Prime Suspect. There's Helen Mirren.
Yep.
Well, and she was young. Good Lord.
Oz.
Now, I did watch that show.
I haven't seen this. I don't know anything about this one.
It's a prison show, dude. It's a prison show. I did watch some of it. I didn't watch all of it, but every episode I saw was good. I enjoyed it.
It was better than Orange is the New Black, in my opinion. It was
Only Fools and Horses. Vince says Only Fools and Horses is good.
Okay.
Give it a try. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
The last prison show I watched was Prison Break.
Prison Break. Oz is better than Prison Break. You'd enjoy it better.
I'm sure. I don't get that.
It's an HBO series, so
I
you
don't
know
care
they
that
didn't
much
pull any
about
punches
prison
with
life.
it. So. Me neither. But I'd heard it.
The
was
draw
really
for
good.
the draw for Prison Break was the fact that he was trying to break out of prison. It
Right.
wasn't about prison life. It was about him
Then later,
literally planning to
breaks
get out of
back
there.
in.
He tattooed a map on himself, all the directions he needed. I thought that
Right.
was intriguing enough. It wasn't about the actual prison itself. So
All right. That's number 59, right? No, that's okay. We're at 56. Oh my God, The Handmaid's Tale.
We can skip this.
My wife loves that show, but it's not for us. It's not for guys.
No.
Look,
I didn't think it was. I never watched it. So
the whole premise is that we've well, I don't even want to say what the premise is because it's just
moving on.
outlandish and stupid.
Oh my God.
That is number 55. Holy shit.
okay.
Okay, we're going to wrap on this one. We'll talk about this one and then we're going to go.
Oh God, I'm sorry. I didn't pay attention to the time.
It's okay.
Can I officially say this list is BS?
It is BS because that should be in the top 5 if you ask me. That I mean the final episode of that show at the time was the most watched live television show in history. That so many great characters came and went, and it's based on a movie that that was really, really good. But boy, the series, in my opinion, was so much better than that movie.
It's
really
one of the few times where a movie is actually not as good as the series.
Yeah.
But let's not talk about with the Aftermath. So
no, we're not talking about the spin-offs. No. I think the most successful one was probably Trapper John.
Yeah, Trapper John.
That was a good show, but it was more serious. It wasn't a comedy. It leaned more towards the House kind of TV show, but he wasn't as gruff a character. But MASH, my gosh, how many ways can you say it? I mean, they did a great job of making you really care about those characters, man. And
I was going to mention it. Vince mentioned it. The episode with Hawkeye and the baby still haunts me today.
Yes,
that's probably the.
Oh my God, that was the one right before the finale. Yeah, that was where he was losing his mind. Yeah, it was so horrible, man. Oh my God, yeah, because he remember in his mind he thought it was a chicken, right?
Yeah,
and turned out to be a kid. It was just
that was one of the shows I've been like it was a summer I think in high school or something like that, and I did like an X-Files one summer. I binge watched this show one summer I think.
Yeah.
It was always on late night. So
some of the funniest fucking shit you'll ever watch at the same time. This one's kind of like I always tell people, American Werewolf in London, even if you don't like horror movies, you need to watch it because it's one of those rare films where you can be scared to death one minute and laughing your ass off the next minute. And this is the same thing this show does. It can grip you, it can make you feel for these guys, but at the same time, it's one of the funniest fucking things you'll ever see, man. My favorite side character, everybody's got a favorite side character on the show because they had so many. My favorite one is Colonel Flagg. That's my boy. I love Colonel Flagg, man. I come and go like the wind. I think the wind just broke his ankle when he went out the window that one time.
Yep,
it was so great, man.
My favorite MASH character is probably going to be Colonel Potter.
Yeah, Colonel Potter was a great, and that's the thing. Even when they changed characters, and this is something that happens in the military. You're not always serving with the same people. People come and go, and I think they did a great job of.
I cried when Henry died.
Huh? Oh my
when
God! Everybody remembers the episode when he died. That was horrible.
They come in and announce it in the operating room, and I'm like, "What? No!"
From what Gary
I watched
says,
this as a kid.
We were talking. We just did MASH when Donald Sutherland died.
Yeah,
a little while back. Donald Sutherland. Knock. Have you seen the original movie MASH by Robert Altman?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Donald Sutherland, Kiefer Sutherland's dad, plays Hawkeye in that movie.
Yeah.
And Elliot Gould plays Trapper John. And it's a funny movie, but my gosh, man, the guys that Alan Alda is, of course, he's the face of that show, and he's one of the greatest comedy actors, greatest actors ever. He is really fantastic. The only character and actor that translated from the movie to the show. I mean, all the characters were on the show. The only one they didn't bring along because they didn't want to put it on television was Spear Chucker Jones, right? But Radar.
Yeah.
Gary Bergdorf played played him in the movie, and he played him in the TV show. And very cool.
The only actor that kept the
And
same role.
The finale of that, BJ not being able to say goodbye, and then when the helicopter takes off and you see it written in stone, that just that gets me every time I see it, man.
And he takes off on the motorcycle.
Yep, and he takes off on the motorcycle. Yep, it's a really great show, man. That's a good one to end on. What number was that one, Knock? Got to remember the number.
55.
Give it to me. Is it 55?
I think.
Yeah, it was 55.
55. Okay, so all right. The list is finally younger than me. Okay, I'll remember that. Yeah, no problem. Cool. Hey, my birthday's this month, guys. I'm turning 59 here in a couple weeks. So, but anyway, all right, boys and girls. John, you want to push anything that I'm not? I'm already gonna push, or anything you want to talk about, or
No.
before we get out of here?
You're gonna cover what I'm doing. So
all righty. Well, let's get to it then. You guys know you're watching State of the Atmosphere. We do this every Wednesday night at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. So come join us and find out all about everything pop culture. I'm going to try and get the boys in so we can talk about that next week, but I'm not making any promises. But we're definitely going to keep going on House of the Dragon. We're going to bring you all the pop culture stuff. So come and join us every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. And then later on tonight, we're getting down to the finale. I got laid last week at the end of the episode. I actually got my girl Ash to give it up last week. Now we're getting down to the finale of Mass Effect. So come check that out at 10 p.m. Central Time tonight. Video games, cocktails, and fails on Papa Joe Gamer tonight at 10 p.m. Central Time. And then Friday, I'll be broadcasting live at 1 p.m. Central Time from us setting up at Shop Till You Drop. I'll walk you around that place and show you some of the vendors and stuff. It's a show that Foxy and I do every year. About 5 times a year. My cousin runs it, and I go out there and sell my portraits and tell everybody about the privateer. So come check that out at 1 p.m. Central Time on Friday. And then at 8 p.m. Central Time on Friday, it's John and Knock and sometimes Jed. They're playing The Walking Dead. Are you guys still in season 2 on that one?
We're about to finish season 2.
About to be finished with season 2.
We're in the final episode of season 2, and then we'll start Michonne.
Okay, cool. Well, there you go, boys and girls. It's at 8 p.m. Central Time on Friday at on Pop Culture Minefields channel. It's Game Night with John every Friday at 8. So go check that out. And then Sunday, it's the Brothers Hack the Matrix. We let you know everything that's going on in the clown show that is 2024 through this week's headlines every Sunday at 5 p.m. Central Time on the Brothers Hack the Matrix. And then Monday, my busiest streaming day of the week, and I'm not even on my own channel. We're going to start it with The Great Escape on Pop Culture Minefield on Military Monday at 10 a.m. Central Time on Monday. And then It's Only Talk and Roll comes your way at 4 p.m. Central Time on That 70s Rock Fans channel. And this week, he's going to be talking about the Beatles and Hamburger when there were 5 people in that band, and one of them was not named Ringo Starr. Check that out this Monday at 4 p.m. Central Time on That 70s Rock Fans channel. And then, of course, I start my streaming week on Tuesdays with an episode of Pop Joe Gamer After Dark, video games, cocktails, and fails. And you will see me failing a lot on this Tuesday's show at 10 p.m. Central Time because I'm going to be playing College Football 25. I'm going to pick it up this weekend, and I may not play it before that show. So you might see me get my clock cleaned in this game.
Yeah, we didn't get to talk about it much, Joe, but 700,000 people got it, early access.
Yeah. And, you know what? I forgot about that. If you want to give a quick review on it real quick, go for it, man. Tell them
it's been fun. There's a lot to learn. I think there's a lot of things we're going to have to adjust. Hit stick is a lot harder. You got to remember that we're using college players that aren't very good unless you're in the top schools. Mm-hmm. So this game, I'm not sure how much you're going to like the defense because it is an offensive-oriented game.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the
kind of figured that.
Bad, right? And I think purposely so. You know, you got
Yeah.
star wide receivers going against, you know, no name cornerbacks, and Marvin Harris Jr. going against, you know, who.
Yeah, you've only got a few
So-
colleges that really have a stamp on defense. Like the LSU Tigers live and die with their defense. They really do. I mean, that's.
But the whole aspect of playing, playing at one of those fields, you know, Death Valley or anything like that, it's crazy. The kicking game you're gonna have to get used to for sure. It's not like it's not like Madden. You'll definitely. I'm not even gonna go over it with you. You're gonna find out. It's interesting.
I see it side to side, and then you got to pick the power, and it
makes sense, but it is tougher if you're not paying attention. You'll miss it easily.
Yeah.
One thing I found, for whatever reason, apparently the field goal blockers love to run into your kicker. You get a lot of penalties. I've only played it 2 days, and I've gotten a lot of penalties. I've gotten first downs because they keep running into my kicker and getting it. There's a lot more pass interference. Pass interference is called in this game. So if you're throwing a route and someone just doesn't go for the ball and they just run into your receiver, it will get called.
So pull a Dan Marino as much as possible if you see some guy.
If you can, if you're that good, if you're good enough to do that, absolutely you can. It will get called. And I think the last thing I'll say is the one feature I think that you will approve of: when you take a knee, it actually runs down the clock.
That's what I'm talking
about.
Like
quickly. Like it actually speeds up the clock even more than the accelerated clock. It actually,
there you go.
Especially the last 40 seconds is when it really does it.
Yeah.
And so it just kills the game. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of good stuff. There's obviously going to be bugs and stuff like that. And I think scouting is one thing I really need to learn for Dynasty mode. Scouting is going to be massive when we start doing these Dynasty modes.
Well, guys,
and I know nothing about it.
Here eventually is all of us are getting the game. John, Knock, and I, and eventually we're probably going to do a Dynasty thing together if they have that. I'm pretty sure you're going to be able.
Well, they do. You can have up to 32 players.
I will try and stream it whenever one of us has a matchup with the other. You know what I'm saying? I'll try and do that. Scheduling is going to be a thing. You know how this goes, guys. We're just going to do it on the side, and it's not going to be every week you're going to see us play, but that's going to be incorporated into some of the Papa Joe Gamer shows. So look forward to that. But anyway, thanks for that, Knock. I appreciate it.
Can we take bets on those games? I mean, you can bet on anything in this world, but
I'm not doing that. But if you guys want to do that,
I think Tim's talking for himself. But
what you do out there is on you.
That's another thing. But anyway, look forward to that. I'm going to be playing it for the first time this Tuesday at 10 p.m. Central Time on Papa Joe Gamer After Dark. Video games, cocktails, and fails, and then it's right back around to State of the Atmosphere again. So for myself and the Knockster and John Das Wolfen, I want to thank you guys for being here. And until we see you again, I want you guys to keep on keeping on. God bless. It's safe to come back next week, Jed. The Acolyte's over.
I can't wait to see John's. I can't wait to see John's team, the Swifties.
The Swifties.
It's gonna be great.
He's gonna make the Swifties. Yes. All right, boys and girls. We'll see you next week.